Welcome back to Weaponized, and my friends, we have a really exciting episode today as PlayStation has officially unveiled The Last of Us Complete Collector's Edition, yet the another re-release of The Last of Us. And my goodness, I have to say it, I think Naughty Dog is on top of the industry because they just simply released the most games. It's insane.
I know, dude. Like the Sony fans are just so excited for this. Like I was just seeing,
No, we're eating, bro.
so
We're
much
eating.
hype.
We're eating. Switch 2's killed, bro. Switch
Yeah,
2's killed.
it's over
But
for
regardless,
Nintendo.
welcome back to Weaponized. We had a brief intermission, I'd say, last week. Rain here is scared of storms. It's okay, but we're back. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Um,
All right.
we're back, and we're very excited. We have a very fun episode today. Talking about all sorts of things, especially $80 games, which is a very big discussion point online right now. But Rain, how have you been? I know it's been a couple weeks since we hopped on the mic, but let's update everyone. How's it going?
I'm good. Yeah, we're just grinding out stuff, making things happen. This Switch 2 reveal was pretty insane. All things considered, regardless of the feedback that all these people have been giving, I think it's going to be an incredible console, and I'm extremely excited for it. So, otherwise, I really don't have anything else going on.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm very excited. Gosh, we talked on our other podcast, Switchpoint, for 4 hours about it last week. So if you want my actual in-depth thoughts, go check that out. But I'm very excited for the console. I think Nintendo's done a miserable job of communicating about it.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. But this has been an interesting week for sure. Pre-orders in the United States still aren't live due to Nintendo waiting to see what happened with the tariff situation, which they're not really affected by it for at least 90 days. So I'd expect that pre-orders will probably open up next week. But really beyond that, it's been a week, dude. There's been some fun announcements here and there, but I gotta say, let's just kick it off. $80 games. What's your thought?
$80 games is just an insane price for a game. I know I just uploaded a video being very positive about Nintendo, so this is kind of my moment to talk about what's negative. I had a conversation with a friend in a group chat who, this whole conversation stemmed from inflation, right? And how he was like, oh, $80, this was inevitably going to happen. I'm like, bro, listen, video games have not ever suffered from inflation, right? They've never reacted to inflation. Inflation is the thing that happens, for our food, for kind of the sustenance that keeps our society alive, right? Video games are not a necessity. So, even though for some people it seems like they are, video games are not a necessity. $80 is insane. Sure, maybe it's only for Mario Kart World, but physicals are 80 is what I'm getting. I think that's true, right? Is that
Physicals and digital are $80.
insanity?
The only place that the price is there's a price discrepancy is Europe has some, at least on the Nintendo page officially,
Right.
they have it listed as $10 more for a physical.
Right. No, I don't think that it's a good thing. I think that 80 is pretty insane. People are going to pay it anyway. And I've been said this. Nintendo's first party titles are so good that people are just going to buy them anyway. You have this chain reaction that you get when your friend buys something and you're like, man, I want to get that too. Oh my God, he's experiencing something that I'm not experiencing, right?
It's
So you're
FOMO.
yeah, it's that FOMO. You don't want to miss out on the moment, right? There's a moment where everybody's into the same thing. They're tweeting about it, they're posting about it, and you want to be a part of that. And that's going to exist forever, regardless of how much the game is. Now, excuse me for being the type of guy that buys a deluxe edition for everything, right? I am not the type of guy who's personally affected by extreme prices of things. I spend a lot of money every single day on stupid stuff. So I'm not one of those guys that, is frugal. But what I will say is I don't think $450 for the console is a lot of money, right? Considering the horsepower that it's providing. Well, hey,
It's a lot of money, but it's very fairly priced.
Yeah,
I think that
there you
was
go.
exactly in line with, I think people, I definitely expected $399.
That's what I thought it was
However,
gonna be.
and we talked about this before, our predictions were $399 to $499. It just depended on what Nintendo did, and they bit right in the middle of that. And I'm sure they did that so they could, because there's a rumor right now that the Switch costs about $400 to make. which
Yep.
means that Nintendo, unlike Sony and Microsoft, tries to go for profit on every console. So this is their way of getting profit for $50 per console.
Yeah, and if you remember the PlayStation 3, I think Sony was losing around $300 to $400 per console when it came out. It was very expensive to make. Um, so it's like a lot of, especially Sony. This is what your loss leader is. Your loss leader is your software, right?
Right.
So in exchange, Sony has always sold their consoles at a loss, but Nintendo, is just like, we're gonna make money on everything. We have to make money on everything. Now, I think 450 is going to sell. I think it's going to sell. I think people, wanted $300. They wanted the $300 Nintendo Switch too. But I genuinely thought from the very beginning that was improbable. I did think it was going to be $399. It ended up being $449. But the $80 video game, it is not a result of inflation. It's not a result of tariffs. Tariffs don't affect video games. They don't affect
No.
specifically software. They affect hardware, right? So my thing is with $80 is, how did they come up with this, right? Because people have their perception of Nintendo being, evil or whatever, but the reality is I think Nintendo provides the most content. And, to me, they're like Ferrari. If you're really into cars, and about Ferrari, Ferrari, if you buy a Ferrari, they will probably ban you from buying another car if you even remotely, edit the thing, put like, a wide body kit on your Ferrari, you're cooked. You're never getting a Ferrari again, right? At least from Ferrari. They're not going to sell you another one. Oh, Justin Bieber put like a neon cat on it or something. And like, they were like, dude, you're done. Like, we're never selling you another Ferrari. So it's like, Nintendo kind of has that level of, prestige, and they're very pompous sometimes about how they, handle their business. I have a lot of respect for their work, not to be like a capitalist, but I can get behind some of the ideas, but I can't get behind the $80 price point because I think it's just,
Here's what it boils down to. Here's what it boils down to. And I've said this a lot to people, but they are charging $80 for one reason. Because they can. Because they can. Because they know that with Mario Kart, Zelda, 3D Mario, even 2D Mario, and Splatoon, and even Animal Crossing, those are their biggest series and franchises right now. People will do anything to get their hands on them.
Facts.
I mean, look how many millions of copies. Smash Bros. As well. We talked about all these games that, like, people would fight head over heel for to grab and get a copy of. Yeah, Nintendo did it with Tears of the Kingdom. That game sold like 20 million units in like a month or something. I don't
That's
remember.
an
It was
$80 game.
ridiculously fast.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom is
No,
definitely an $80 game.
Well, dude, Tears of the Kingdom is one of the two games that I actually was okay paying $70 for by the end of it, which was that and Rebirth. Those are the only two games that legitimately, yeah. It's like, so whenever they charged $70 for that, that was them testing the water for this. And clearly it sold well because, again, they can charge for it and they know that people will pay for it. So when there's people online, saying, oh gosh, Nintendo's charging $80 because of taraffs. No, they're not. They're charging $80 because they can, and they know that you will pay for it.
Exactly.
Because we have to look at because obviously if you're listening to this podcast, not trying to profile people, but more likely than not, you buy quite a few games a year. Right?
Yeah.
You are not part of the casual audience. We play so many games every year. We're in the minority. We're in the niche, right? And so Nintendo, the $80 thing, they don't even look at this demographic because they know that you're going to pay for it. It's not even a question. It's the casuals, and the casuals, what are Mario Kart. They don't care.
Yeah, like exactly.
It makes complete sense. And this is not me saying I agree with it or I like it, because to be honest, look, as someone who buys physically, I'm mortified of this $80 thing because I know that Sony is like rubbing their hands off. Oh my gosh, yes, thank goodness, yes, we could charge $100 next.
It's Rockstar,
Sony, all these publishers that release these freaking bugged games, and they're all just terrible, and it's like terrible quality for what you're getting. Not saying the games are bad, but they're rushed out with bugs and they're just messy releases, and they're charging $70 for them. They're going to continue to do that at $80. And with Nintendo, it's like, Yeah, they're charging that $80 because they know that, little Timmy is at, age 16 is going to buy a Switch for Mario Kart so he can play with his friends. And yeah, the thing that I keep coming back to is I'm really curious, is this going to be too big of a hurdle to get families invested in the Switch 2? And
That's a
that's what I
good.
keep coming back
Ooh.
to, because here's the thing. I disagree. There's been so many people online being like, it's the Switch 2 is way too expensive. Families won't buy it. I heavily disagree. Look how many videos there are of kids unwrapping PS5s and all
Yep.
that crap. Price is not a factor here on the console. The console's priced appropriately. That's not the issue. The issue is the games. And I do think that they're going to run into a challenge of eliminating some of that demographic for that $80 game. But I don't know, man. But at the same time, it's like, I think that people are overreacting. People are like, oh man, like what a Fire Emblem going to be $80 or Xenoblade or, oh my gosh, this or that. But, I look at like Donkey Kong Bonanza. That game looks incredible. I was like jumping in my room like I was like literally
so
Donkey
geeked,
Kong. I
dude.
was jumping around.
I was
Like I
so
was
geeked.
losing my mind. I've been waiting for that game forever. Oh my gosh. And so I was so excited. That game's $70. It looks unbelievable. It looks equivalent to Mario Odyssey,
It
right?
does, yeah.
So, and you know why they're not charging $80 for it? Because they don't know how a DK 3D game is going to sell.
Yep.
I mean, again, in my eyes, I think you need to look at it like this. If Nintendo doesn't think that game is going to sell 10 million units, it's probably not going to be $80.
100%. Yeah, and they know 100% that Mario Kart World is going to sell no matter what. They even have bundles for Mario Kart World. So, they know it's going to sell. Now, the bundles are of course digital as they have been. But
in the US,
Oh.
in other regions, they're physical and they should be physical, but
no,
beyond the
that's
point.
wild. Yeah, that's wild. So the way I see it is, and I had made a video about Pokemon kind of having this same, issue of, the culture of the consumers, right? Where it's like, I have to have this game because it's the next Pokemon. Like, no matter what, even if we already know that the frame rate is bad, we could see it in the trailer. That was back then, right? Obviously, nowadays, Switch 2, this is going to be a whole different situation. Games are not going to be, hopefully Game Freak, they figure this out by now, with the console that's so much more powerful than the previous one, that people don't want to play a game that's like 20 frames per second in 2025, right? Like, we just don't want to do that. But there's always going to be, that game that's going to sell, right? The reason why, these rumors, which I personally don't believe, of Grand Theft Auto 6 being $100, exist is because Grand Theft Auto is one of the highest selling franchises of all time, if not the highest selling franchise of all time, based off of Grand Theft Auto 5's sales, right? So $100 for GTA 6, we've been waiting for this game forever, right? This game is, regardless, if it's $120, $140, like, the game is going to sell. For a fact that a lot of these AAAs that are coming out have these 3-day early deluxe edition, ultimate edition versions.
Don't
right?
even get me started.
Right. And we've talked about this before, Noah, where it's like, games come out and they have, these 3-day early access games. Now, that's the actual release date of the game. I don't care what they say on the internet or what the Wikipedia says. Like, the 3-day early, deluxe edition version of the game, that is the day that the game comes out. And if you don't buy it, if you don't buy the deluxe edition of whatever, like Sparking Zero, for instance, like, I was like, I have to get the ultimate edition of this game. Like, there's no way
man.
I'm missing out on that.
I would love to talk about Sparking Zero. Where are y'all at?
Oh yeah,
Where y'all at?
Facts. And you know what, bro?
Well, because no.
Go ahead.
Where are y'all at? Because I literally, man, on Twitter, I could have sworn this game was the second coming of the gaming medium.
Dude, it was supposed to be the
the amount of people I
biggest.
saw talking about it, and oh my gosh. I literally, biggest example of like a game that came and went right there. I never heard a peep out of Sparking Zero since launch weekend. But I'll tell you what I have heard. Bleach. People are talking about Bleach all the time. Maybe that's saying something. I don't know.
I don't know, hey,
man.
Look, you can hate. I get it. I'm not a Sparking Zero defender. I had a great time with the game. I think the story mode really sucks. It's honestly the worst story mode they've ever had in any Dragon Ball game, period. It's insane how bad it is and how disappointing it was. They have these like still cutscenes, like Scarlet Nexus like style, where it's like, you have like the NPC models or whatever, just the models of the characters are just sitting around and they take a picture of them and then they move. It's like a freaking PowerPoint slideshow. Honestly, it was trash. And then the gameplay is great, by the way. But the expansion, or sorry, I don't want to call it an expansion. It's no Phantom Liberty, but the DLCs, coming out for the game, like the Daima DLC and etc. Dude, they don't even come with the maps from the movie, right? Like you would think, oh, okay, we're getting Beast Gohan, right? You would think we would get the red ribbon map from superhero, but we don't have that, right? And then Daima, you would think we would have like the Demon World or the Demon Realm, the one of them, right? Just one of the arenas. You would think that they would drop in the game, but no, we still have the same base maps that the game started with, and there's not a lot of them, right? It reminds me of Fighters when we had the Tournament of Power come out and we didn't get a Tournament of Power stage, and instead to trigger like the cutscenes where you have certain characters fighting against each other, and then you have like a special cutscene. They're not even happening on the map that they actually happen in the anime, because the map's not even in the game, right? So it's like instead they chose a random space map where they literally never fought in space in that part of the show. So it's like it just bothered me so much. And this trend of just not having maps for the game is ridiculous, honestly. And then look at Tekken 8, bro. What happened to Tekken 8? That game is dealing with the worst period of any fighting game. Like,
why?
Yeah,
you know why? Because they didn't add Tifa.
Oh, that's what? Why. That's it, bro. That's facts.
That's why. No, but it's actually embarrassing. But I think I saw a thread that someone actually brought up a good point of someone being like, like how would people feel about patches being like live implemented, like almost like live service, to where like it allows the developers to kind of get beta feedback before implementing the patch. But see, then people run into the problem of, this was the thing in the beta, but now it's gone. And like, I want that thing back, but it's not there anymore. But it's like, I think the future of fighting game development is really interesting right now, because it's like how they develop for it. Like you saw it, like, dude, that season 2 killed Tekken. Like I see no one talking about it now.
Yeah, dude. There was like a tweet that I seen of like somebody's like Steam friends, and they had like all of their friends were playing Tekken 7 instead, which is crazy because I thought everybody was going to completely leave Tekken 7 behind, because there's so much of a similarity between the two games. And I'm not to say that
I like Tekken 7 a lot.
Tekken 7 is really good, and I played it for a very long time.
I like Tekken 8 before, like I haven't
100%.
played since Clive, but like I enjoyed Tekken 8. I mean, I really do like Tekken quite a bit.
Oh yeah, and the story mode was great. It had a great story mode, and it was super epic, very like Final Fantasy-esque. But what really bothered me was, that's actually when I really became disinterested in Tekken. And I've been a Tekken fan since I was a child, right? So it was like, they're like, hey, let's bring back Heihachi. And I'm like, dude, it's cool that we have Heihachi and, we have his moves or whatever. It's cool. But I cannot take that story seriously. Like, I mean, obviously it's like a fighting game story. Fighting game stories are never really that good. But the fact is, like, the ending of Tekken 7 where Heihachi Mishima gets cooked, right, is so memorable and so epic. When they bring this dude back, it's just like, what are you doing, And
it's Harada hiding. I just imagine Harada being like master hand behind the curtain, being like, ha ha ha.
No, dude,
just wearing his shirt. Don't ask me for.
Yep. And the meme where it's like Mr. Krabs going, money. Like that's literally Harada like rubbing his hands.
Oh,
like
it's like, oh, what would you like to know about this this new establishment? I like money.
Facts, dude. He is. I don't want to say he's greedy, but Heihachi.
Dude, but this isn't the first time that he's brought back Heihachi, even, or just like characters in Tekken. Like,
right.
Like Jun Kazuma was presumed to be dead, and like,
no facts.
She's back. Which, like, thank God, but, like, she's back.
I don't even get that. Like, it just blows my mind. And so, me being a big Tekken fan, I mean, whatever, Heihachi's back. I still like the gameplay. But, man, I'm super disappointed that it's not going so hot. And if you look at Steam, you could see how negative the reviews have been since Season 2. So, I mean, it's sad, bro.
Yeah.
It's really sad. Disappointing, even.
I just said. I mean, I will say it's definitely funny looking at the fighting game like genre right now, which we're actually coming up a couple weeks on a really big launch of City of the Wolves, which I'm really excited for. Like, I've actually pre-ordered the deluxe version that has like the retro steelbook and this and that because I just want to support SNK.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know how to feel about the whole
Ronaldo thing.
Ronaldo and
Oh,
DJ editions.
oh
Because
my
it's like, here's the
God.
thing. It's so dumb, but like honestly, I genuinely do believe that Ronaldo is going to sell like at least 1 million units. I like if
No,
Speed plays
I
that,
agree
like
with you.
you get Speed and a bunch of streamers to play that on their stream. All those younger generation kids watching it, they're gonna buy the game because they want to play as Ronaldo.
Oh, dude.
And you're gonna see a ton of people. And like honestly, that kind of concerns me for the future of the fighting games industry. If like we're like, because dude, like, can you imagine? And like, look, I respect everyone's work. I'm not saying I don't. But like, can you imagine if they're like, oh, like XYZ influencer from Twitter is
Oh
now
yeah,
it's like, dude, like I
dude.
like it's just corny at a certain point.
No, I agree, bro. It's super corny. Like, I get LeBron James in multiverses, which no longer exists because LeBron
But
James
that
literally
actually
is in a
made
movie.
sense.
Yeah,
That made sense.
exactly. Because he is a character in a Warner Brothers property. So he has, a counterpart of his real life version that actually exists in, their property. So of course they can use him. But what messes me up is the Ronaldo thing, I think is just crazy. Like,
He didn't even voice the character.
He didn't. No, he didn't. iShowSpeed is the biggest streamer to ever exist in the canon of streaming. That's facts. Like, he's literally the biggest streamer of all time. I would say he's pretty much like a huge celebrity across the whole planet. So if he played it, obviously it'd blow up the game 100%. I think people would definitely buy it. Ronaldo, I don't want to talk about what he's done as a person. It's Kobe Bryant situation. Sorry, Weaponized, I have to say it. But
this
yeah.
was a decision by maybe a country called Saudi Arabia.
No, 100%. Yeah, of course, because they have a lot of stock in SNK, and like, this was inevitable. People are definitely gonna buy it. I am gonna buy the game because I really want to support SNK. I actually wanted to buy the SNK like cabinet, and I haven't done that yet. But man, dude, honestly, I think it's gonna be a great game. The Ronaldo thing, kind of goofy, honestly. People were really geeked about that.
My worry is that they've got to fix the net code because I know that there's issues with it.
Oh yeah.
But if they fix that, I really think it's gonna be awesome. I mean, like I was already gonna buy it frame one just because like I've been waiting for this game for so long since they announced it. But also, it's like this game looks awesome. Like they gave My Nui a goated new outfit. Like I don't know why you wouldn't buy it.
Of course,
like I don't know why you wouldn't buy it. Everyone looks awesome though. It's like I'm just really like I don't know. I'm interested to see how well it sells. I really hope it does well because SNK really deserves to like be back officially.
I agree, dude. And it sucks that I can't really, I haven't been able to put them in the same category as Capcom and Bandai Namco, but like if this does do well, like they're back, and I think they deserve it. They deserve it. I feel like they put a lot of love into their games. And we're just at a point, I feel like, in fighting games where there's just not a lot to play unless you're like playing Street Fighter 6. And Under Night, as much as I love Under Night, like nobody's playing Under Night. I'm sorry, like I don't know anybody who's playing Under Night.
Oh, I wouldn't say nobody. I just think that the French bred audience is just much smaller.
Oh, it's
it is
super
very
small.
niche.
Yeah, this was their opportunity though to like really get that anime game, like that Blaze Blue level audience. And where's Blaze Blue? like
knows?
That roguelike
like
game does
100
not
different
count.
Blaze Blue games.
I know.
Like then they're all not even fighting. Like it's all just random, dude.
Oh, I know, dude. Especially the roguelike that they have, which is getting a new update with Dead Cells in it, and co-op. So I haven't even played that game. I was gonna buy it like months ago, and I never bought it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, Guilty Gear. I don't know what's going on with Guilty Gear. Huh?
I'm just waiting for Lucy.
Oh, facts, bro. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Lucinia.
Yeah,
Kushinada.
yeah, Lucy's coming. So
Yes.
I'm excited for that. That's like a really cool pick in my opinion.
No, I know, dude, and I'm so excited for that because, like, honestly, bro, I really want like a Lucy model. I've seen some Lucy models, like mods, obviously for Cyberpunk. I'm a big Lucy fan. There's a lot of dudes that love Rebecca. I know what you are. But I know what you are. But no, Lucy's dope. Lucy's really cool. And if y'all haven't watched Edge Runners, you're really missing out because Edge Runners is so good.
That's a
Um,
great show.
I know.
I'm man, I it's definitely like no it's nowhere near my favorite from Amaishi, but at the same time, like it's still an incredible project.
I'm a big Promare fan, by the way. And I
Yeah,
will say
Primaris pretty good.
Promare is like the story is really, really stupid. Like I've watched the movie like 10 times, so I know the story's stupid. Like, I actually just rewatched Tron Legacy, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I realized
Hmm.
how many plot holes, or not even plot holes, but just like confusing moments of that movie. Because it was like Kojima had announced he was watching it for the first time in 15 years. I'm like, you know what? Let me have like a watch party where, like, me and my friends watch the movie again. And
And Kojima.
oh, exactly. Me and Kojima. But dude, I rewatched the movie yesterday night, and or whatever night that was. It yesterday? That was yesterday,
2 days.
100%.
Yeah, yesterday I think. Yeah.
Right, I think so. So honestly, bro, great movie because it's gorgeous and it's really impressive. But honestly, like, the story is weird. It has a really weird story. Um, Cyberpunk, yeah, we need that. We need that sequel. I know they're making The Witcher 4, and I'm sure it's going to be epic. Shout out to them for somehow
Well,
rescinding the
Cyberpunk
fact
sequel
that.
is in production. It's called Orion.
No, I know that. Yeah, I know that, and I'm
It
sure
just
we're
probably
gonna
won't be
have.
out till 2078.
No, it's, you know what? I'll still be alive. I think I'll still be alive. Let me just get a little healthier. I'm a healthy guy. I'm a healthy guy. I don't know if I'm gonna make it though. I don't know if I'm gonna be alive
Yeah,
when
I
that game
mean,
comes out.
I think it'll probably. I honestly think I would expect Witcher 4 to launch in like 2027, 2028, and then I think Cyberpunk will probably launch in like 2030, which is like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. This is controversial. Do you believe that Siri's model actually looked like that? Oh, wait, or like, how CD Projekt Red was like, yeah, her face is actually the same face from The Witcher 3. It's just the lighting, and then they showed the comparison.
Oh,
I
no, they definitely changed it. I don't,
Yeah, I don't believe them.
and I don't think it's like okay, I don't really care. Like, I mean,
No, 100%.
The Witcher is set in like, a kind of gruesome fantasy world that's like
Yeah,
kind of and I don't say this as like a mean way, but like it's kind of dirty, right? Like the
it
world is
is a
kind of
dirty,
dirty.
like,
It's
stinky
not
world.
I don't know why people are expecting Siri to wear like, all makeup and be all clean and all this. It's like
Yeah, they
it
wanted her
makes
to be
sense that
really
she'd be like
pretty.
grimy and would be like covered in dirt and stuff. Like it makes complete
Right.
sense. I
Also,
don't know
isn't
why
she
that's a
supposed to
shock.
be? Isn't she supposed to be much older? Like, hasn't
I
time
mean,
passed?
she looks older.
Right. So I don't get it. I think she looks fine. Um, and
I don't really care. That's
right.
not a game that like if I'm caring about, oh my gosh, like this character needs to look like this. Like I'm just
I
gonna play
mean,
Dead or Alive.
there are
Like
some very beautiful women in The Witcher 3. Like, there is a slate of women that
no, but
Geralt
I'm saying
can.
like if you care that much about like oh
Well,
my
yeah, no, I
gosh, like
agree.
this character needs to look like just go play the Dead or Alive like the dating sim that just
No,
dropped. Like go
facts.
play
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Go
Like,
go play that one game with that girl and like the spandex, bro. Like that gacha game.
oh dude, that was so stupid. I can't and it's a gotcha game, of course. Dude,
People are
those
saying
ads
that's
are
like Neo
ridiculous.
Wiz. Like, what is that about? Like, is that actually like Neo Wiz, like Lies of P, like Round 8? Like, who is making that game? Because somebody said that was actually like straight up like the Lies of P, like, team or group or like publisher or something.
No, I'm sure it is. I mean, it makes sense.
That's like
I
easily
don't know,
the
man.
most insane, and it's been insane. Like, we've had some insane, like Love in Deep Space is kind of extreme, but like we've had some insane games come out kind of that are catering towards a certain audience of people that are looking for something, looking for something more than just I have no idea. The gameplay looks really hilarious because like it goes from like that crazy um pull. I don't know if it's like that's the pull animation or what, like, But it goes from that to just looking like Arknights. And I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
what is going
I didn't
on?
even know. I saw a picture of it. I didn't even like actually look at it.
Oh, you didn't see the
And
video?
then no, and then I literally this morning, like I clicked on the thing. I was like, what are people talking about? And I see this, and I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Because what is the purpose of her doing that?
What the purpose of like it like okay, let me just pull the spandex back like a foot and let it go. Like, dude,
the animation's
are we for
great.
real?
The animation's
Dude,
great.
well, dude, and of course, bro, it's like this is why these companies do this because all these people being like, all these people on Twitter being like, I hate gacha games, be like, oh my gosh, I have to play. It's like, dude, like, please go outside, talk to a girl, like, please, man, like, I'm sorry. I can't, man. I can't. Like, dude, like, look, like, absolutely. And this goes for men and women. Like, there are absolutely characters in these games that you're like, oh crap, like,
Oh
okay.
my God,
I mean,
yeah.
like, dude,
No
take
facts.
the one that everyone's always talking about. Like, okay, Sephiroth. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
And
people
I remember when
geek over
Clive,
Sephiroth.
yeah, Clive, everyone was freaking out about.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
great, that's awesome. I have no problem with people doing that. It's honestly kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
And I mean the same thing. Like they've got characters and female characters too. Same thing that people freak out over. But it's just
Oh
like
my
it's
God,
like, bro, like,
Zenless
at a
Zone
certain
Zero?
point, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, all the Genshin characters. It's like, dude, at a certain point, it's like, oh my gosh, like please, like it's okay. Like if people are making a joke, a one-time thing, like all right, it's kind of funny. But like there's some people that are like literally just being like, oh my gosh, look at this character. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. It's like, dude,
these
like let's be real. Let's be real. I don't know.
these dudes have like no perception of reality. Like they have never ever walked outside and felt the sun before. Like
Dude,
they've never even seen grass, let alone touched it. Like
I look, I'm not gonna I refuse to like make fun of people that play gacha games because like I like look, I don't play gacha games, but like like look, there's certainly an appeal that works for people who are like, okay,
Right.
great, cute character design. I want to spend money to get that character. It's a business model that works, and you know what? Like that's great. I'm not judging people for that, but I am judging the people that like spend all day on Twitter being like, making fan fiction about these gacha characters. It's like, dude, like let's please
facts.
step back and like look. I don't want to rain on like I definitely agree with the sentiment of like, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. But at the same time, like, man, I gotta say that I saw some crazy tweets about that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, dude. I mean, and it's just like, man, I don't know.
And
I don't know. I guess, like you know what? I'm sure this is going to start a whole new trend, and this is what we're going to see going forward is spandex, I'm sure.
Dude,
So,
there was a
thank you.
point in
Thank you, Twitter.
time, there was a point in time where it was just Fate Grand Order and the character designs were reasonable,
Peak.
like Grand Blue. We had like reasonable designs for gacha games back when
It's
gacha games were
no
kinda in
offense, no offense. I don't say this negatively, but it's the Chinese games. It's MiHoYo that literally started this trend.
No,
of
this is
craziness.
facts. Yeah.
And no. I will say, Fate absolutely has some out there designs that are like, whoa.
No, I agree.
Like,
yeah.
you see the swimsuit arts. That's where it's like, dude, okay, like let's chill out a bit.
Oh my
There, I
God,
mean,
dude.
but they're sitting there like, dude, these. I feel like every week there's a new gacha character. Well, and dude, it's not even limited to gacha. The Emma Frost skin from Marvel Rivals is
my
also people
God.
freaking out about that. It's like, dude, I just don't understand it.
The
man. I
thigh
don't.
physics, I'm just like, I have
Okay, so
never
you're
seen
one of
that.
them. You're one of them.
Well, no,
you're one of them.
no. But I'm saying like that is what I'm agreeing with you, bro. What I'm saying is like it's so extreme because they know what they did when they added that. Like that's such
They
such a
absolutely
crazy
know. They
thing
did it on
to add to the
purpose.
game. Yeah.
You're gonna buy it. Like I'm, these people, you're gonna buy it. They know you're gonna buy it. That's why they're doing it, and it works. It's just,
Oh
it's
my
just funny
God.
because look. Here's what I'll say. It's just funny because there's a lot of people on Twitter that forget that digital footprints are a thing, and I'm sitting here like, man, I can't imagine if I was like tweeting out like, yo guys, what's up? Here's my Twitter account. I'm posting selfies, this, that, and I'm just like, oh my God, Emma Frost, look at that. And physics. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh my God, no.
If you want to do that, make a burner.
I'm
That's
not
all I'll
one of
say.
those dudes that's geeking over
I'm not
stuff,
talking about you. I'm
you know.
telling our listeners, if you want to go do that crap, make a burner. Don't tell anyone about it. Because you
Yeah.
look real dumb making your whole timeline doing, oh my gosh, Emma
Oh my
Frost.
god. Oh my god. Like y'all are tripping, dude. Y'all are actually tripping. Stop it. This is ridiculous. Like we got to slow down. Also, this was an inevitability, bro. This was an inevitability. This is an easy way to sell skins for characters, you know, like have the skin be way more revealing and, you know, have way more physics than the
Dude,
other skin, you
dude.
know?
And oh my god, I literally saw a tweet today that made me like close Twitter because it was literally this person who was like, they censored her design. And
Oh
it was
my
literally like one
god.
tiny piece of fabric.
Oh my god,
And
bro.
I'm like, bro, what? Like, I don't understand it. I genuinely
Bro, like
don't.
I
But
agree, you know, things shouldn't be censored, you know, because it kind of messes up the original design and the original idea. But like I think that y'all are tripping about some of these like, you know, changes. And I get it, you
no,
know, like
I,
there on one half I get it. Like there's a half of me that gets it. Like, okay, I don't want this to be censored. But y'all are so like y'all are freakazoids, dude. Like y'all are so
dude,
obsessed with
I just go back to Tifa, bro. Like people
mm,
crying about how they censored her. I'm like, bro, what is censored
and
about
you
Tifa?
know,
Like,
and
literally.
I feel like maybe this is not the best weaponized topic, but what I will say is Tifa, I feel like she has some improvements and rebirth. I don't know, but for some reason I think something changed. And I can't.
I don't think anything
You
changed. I just
know?
think that Namora literally said, he explained, he's like,
Something
yeah,
changed for
like
the
we're
better from remake is what I'm saying. Like
no, I mean, I just like I all these designs that people complain about, it's like I don't understand. Like her design in the remake trilogy is so much better than her original one because it
yeah.
makes sense. Like she's a martial artist. It makes sense. Like
No, I
I
agree. I
I don't know.
agree.
People are stupid.
People are like
But
looking at like
beyond
PS1 polygon models and like trying to
yeah,
compare
bro.
and
Oh no,
contrast.
bring me back my polygon. Bring me back my FMV polygon.
Yeah, I need those
But
triangles, guys.
yeah, beyond I guess gotcha games. I have to say, I'm very interested to see what Nintendo has in store for this Mario Kart Direct. Like, they're not gonna mention anything about the price, I'm sure, but I'm just curious, like,
It's crazy.
because I was thinking about this earlier. Like, I think the free roam mode is a cool idea, but what is there to do? Like, if there's not like a story, like, am I just gonna
Right.
go?
We
Okay,
have no
Nintendo's like,
idea.
okay, boot up free roam mode and just drive around without a race. Like, that's
I feel like they're gonna have
boring.
collectibles. No, I know. If it's just like if it's like just some empty.
$80 worth,
No,
bro.
I
Come on.
know. It cannot be an empty map. I cannot. I mean, the dude said the dude said you're not just gonna be driving around an empty, you know, whatever.
There
But
should be
I.
a full story campaign, in my opinion, where what they should do is they should do it like
Oh,
Smash. There should be a full story campaign where you have to race against all of the characters to unlock them. Like, that's what it
that
should
would be
be.
so sick. Like imagine like a 1v1, like, you
Yeah.
know, oh my god, that'd be so
And
sick.
there's like 20, and everyone's in different regions with all the different tracks. Like, you can go do that
Oh,
actually. But it's like that would actually give people incentive to actually play. Like, I'm not saying that makes it worth $80, but it's like if I buy the game, like, yeah, that gives me incentive to play for like 30 hours to unlock all the characters. And there's like Nintendo was basically just like, okay, you're in Mario and you are a living thing. Boom, you're a playable character. I mean, it's like, dude, they have the most ridiculous picks I've ever seen, dude.
yeah. No, it's facts.
Like, why is Snowman and Dolphin all these like
Oh,
random
the cow,
NPC
dude.
enemies, bro? It's insane. I don't understand it. Like, they really just were like throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
No, I know. I know. I hope that there's something to do in the open world. You know, if it's just, I doubt it'll just be some empty thing that doesn't even make any sense. Like that's not a Nintendo thing to do. You know, so like if they just make it some empty, you know, hey, I'm just driving around collecting coins, like that's gonna suck. So, hopefully it's fun because the footage looks really boring. For the open world. where you're just driving around. Oh, you guess what? You can go off the track. You've never been able to do this in Mario Kart before, guys. This is me talking on the treehouse, guys. You've never been able to go right when the course told you to go forward. Like, oh, look, there's something over there. You can actually change the direction that you're going. Oh, wow, that's cool. That's new. Wow, we have some freedom. We're not just stuck on the track like the Regalia in Final Fantasy 15 before you get the off-road version. Actually, I can take a right turn. Like, okay, but is that it? That cannot just be it.
Yeah, there's no way that's it, because it's like, that's so boring if that's reality.
I don't think that's what they're gonna do, because that would just be bad. I think that would be bad. I'm excited for it. I don't really have much to say about Mario Kart. I know you and I have talked about Donkey Kong multiple times over before we even knew there was going to be a huge Donkey Kong game coming. And this looks like the sequel to Odyssey, or at least a prequel, because, with the Pauline image we've seen where she's like looks younger.
This is going to be cinema. My friends, let me tell you. It is going to be the best game Nintendo puts out this year.
Oof.
I'm sorry, Sakurai. Like, I'm very excited for Kirby Air Riders.
Oh, I'm geeked.
This is going to be the best game Nintendo puts out this year. This will be nominated for Game of the Year. I put my money down right now.
Wow.
I'm fully confident.
Wow.
Because this game looks incredible.
Dude, the
and
destruction
we've barely
physics,
even seen anything.
It's like Battlefield.
Dude, we've seen like 2 environments. We've seen nothing. Like, remember, Odyssey had all these areas. Like, we've seen nothing, man.
Bro.
We're going to have that game. Bro, I am so excited. The DK Odyssey team rumors started in like 2020. It's been like 5 years. I thought I like gave up hope at this point, but literally that trailer started and they saw like the eyes, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this DK? Like, oh
His
my gosh,
design
this
is
is
great.
Mario or DK. This is Mario or DK. And then, I'm not gonna call said person out, but we were I was covering the direct, and one of our lovely writers, I love you, but I'm sorry I have to say this. It was like, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Kazooie. I was like, bro, no.
Are you serious? Dude, honestly, I'm going to say the most controversial thing in the world. When I was a kid, and people think DK64 sucks. I was way more of a DK64 kid than a Banjo-Kazooie kid, because I just like Donkey Kong, I just like Donkey Kong characters.
Dude, DK is just the GOAT, man. And it's so crazy because, like, there's actually voice acting in it.
It's
like
wild.
The Rock talks. It's so weird.
We've never, ever had that, besides like the rapping in DK64, like, And also do you remember the Donkey Kong Country TV show? It was so goated.
Yeah.
Amazing music coming out of that thing. Great show. Man, they had a 2D section in the trailer that literally looked like DKC, like straight up.
No, I know. And that's so cool because it's the Odyssey team. Because remember, Mario Odyssey had similar stuff where they had the retro levels. Like, this is going to be peak, my friends. I'm telling you. I'm so excited. Like, oh my gosh. This, like, I'm not even convinced I'm going to buy Mario Kart day one. I'm pre-ordering a Switch too, don't get me wrong. But I'm not convinced I'm going to buy Mario Kart. DK is getting pre-ordered the second I can. Like, that's going to be, oh my God. Like, outside of Death Stranding, easily my most anticipated game of the year.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And, what I love about Mario Odyssey is, like, when it's your first time playing it, you're just like, oh my God, is this the final world? No, there's a world after that. No, there's a world after that. There's a world after that. It's like, there's so much content. And, if DK does the same thing, it's going to be so goated. I'm telling y'all.
I know.
Y'all have no idea, especially if y'all haven't played DK
It's just so
games.
good, man. Mario Odyssey is one of the best games of all time. I don't care. Talk to a wall.
The attitude, dude. Facts.
It's genuinely one of the best games of all time. I have an attitude saying this, but I don't care.
If y'all think that, Nintendo doesn't have the best first-party titles, like, y'all are stupid. Like, if you don't think Nintendo has the best first-party titles,
you can think what you want.
Y'all are
but
not thinking.
What I'm saying is statistical, considering that Mario Odyssey is like one of the highest rated games of all time.
No, facts.
It is one of the best games of all time.
Breath of the Wild is one of the highest. Tears of the Kingdom is one of the highest. Like, it's just consistency, dude.
It is.
Consistency.
So, let me tell you, this game is going to be incredible if it's even half as good as Odyssey. So I'm super excited. But I will say, we mentioned Banjo. there was some news that came out tonight. Toys for Bob is interested in reviving Banjo-Kazooie.
Now that is the
And I
perfect
would
team.
lose my crap.
Oh
I would lose
man,
my crap.
that is the perfect team. The perfect team. I cannot believe that we don't have Spyro, and I've already talked about this, but dude,
Oh my
like
gosh.
that
Toys
sold
for
enough
Bob,
units.
dude, it did. It's Activision, dude.
Hmm.
They moved all their studios to Call of Duty because Call of Duty's love, Call of Duty's life. It's like I literally
So
Crash
disappointing.
4 is one of the most fun games I've played in like the last 5 years. It's still one of the best platformers I've played. Toys for Bob did such an incredible job with that game, and the fact that we're not going to be able to get Spyro 4 is just so sad, at least right now. I
I
mean,
know.
Spyro 4 I want so bad, and Banjo needs to come back, and that is the team to do it. They genuinely care, and I'm telling you, dude, Banjo, like a remake, like let's say they remake 1 and 2, a remake of Banjo 1 and 2, like that is an equivalent. Maybe equivalent's a stretch, but that is like on the same playing field as like a 3D Mario to me,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like
facts.
in terms of 3D platformers, like Banjo, Crash, Spyro, like all these games, like dude, we need them back. I just need something, man. Like Toys for Bob, I'm so glad that they're independent though. Like stupid Activision isn't gonna be able to mess them up anymore. And I'm glad that they're doing the whole Xbox partnership thing. It's really nice, and I'm so excited to see what they work on because they're such a talented studio, man. The Spyro Reignited trilogy was so good too.
And it was really good looking. Like they snapped on the
real.
visuals and the music, and the original Spyro music. Like people can say, "Hey, it's just a bunch of noise." Like I mean, it is, but it's good noise. It's like really good
Yeah.
noise. Yeah. I mean, I would love to have another Banjo. I think Toys for Bob is the best team to do it, of course. And we will see what they do if they actually get their hands on Banjo. I mean, that's gonna be a great game. You already know it's gonna be a great game. Sometimes you just have that studio, and sometimes you just have that, like Eiji Aonuma, one of the most underrated producers of all time. Eiji Aonuma has been around on just primary Zelda since like Ocarina of Time. Like that dude has been able to make masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece, like for Zelda. The consistency is insane. So I mean, you can tell that these Nintendo first party titles are just way above and beyond their competitors. They just don't have any issues. They're perfect most of the time. They are perfect. And any of the complaints that people have about them, they're all justified. You have your opinions, and everything is subjective. But of course, I feel like when somebody complains about Mario, it's like really minor stuff, and then somebody complains about Sonic, it's like this game is bad. This is the worst game ever. Like and they're just not comparable. Like this is why Sega doesn't have a console. Sorry,
Yeah.
If Sonic Adventure was the same level of game as Mario 64, then we would still have Sega consoles, but we don't. So, I don't know what's going to happen with Frontiers 2 or whatever the game that is supposed to be the sequel to Frontiers. They are going to have to learn from, the Shadow Generations game, which I loved. By the way, I was not going to buy that game. That was a game where me and my friend were like, dude, this game looks booty. and then I picked it up. I just happened to pick it up. I was like, I'm gonna just pick it up. It's $50, and it was incredible, honestly. So hopefully they stick with that formula and just stick with the same writer and just keep going. But they're never gonna have the same, level of appeal as Mario.
Sonic
Like,
fans are delusional. I'm so
They
sorry.
are.
I see Sonic fans all the time being like, "Yeah, don't worry, this next game it's gonna build off Frontiers and be as good as 3D Mario." I'm like, "You're lying to yourself."
Let's
You're
wake up
literally
from the
lying.
simulation like Neo. Like we need to be Morpheus and like get the red pill and the blue pill and be like, dude, you guys need to wake up. Like that's not real. That's never gonna happen. They don't care about the series. Like they just don't. They don't care about the series enough. It always, besides the very good music that's in Sonic, like sometimes I just feel like some of those games are so soulless, especially Forces being like 2 hours long. But I S ranked every Forces level in like an hour, and like my first time playing it, and that was it. Like that's just the game, and so it's unbelievable that they took so long to release Frontiers, and then it was really, really mid, right? So
Mhm.
And then they have a new racing game that's going to come out, and we're going to be playing Mario Kart. We're going to be playing Kirby. Like, dude, come on. Like, let's be for real. Like, y'all are going to yap about it on Twitter, but I need that yapping to reflect in some sales because it never does, right? You could say, oh, Sonic Frontiers is the highest selling Sonic 3D game of all time. That's not really a big achievement, guys. 3 million sales, that's a tiny achievement. That's a tiny achievement in comparison to the average Mario title. Compare that to Luigi's Mansion and shut up, because that is not a lot of sales, my dude. It's just not, right? So the Cayete, La Boca, por favor, like that needs to happen now. Like the Sonic community, like, y'all blow it up. Y'all make it seem like a really big series. It's not. Like, it's a big series, like in terms of clout, like the amount of people that are aware of it. But dude, the Mario movie did $1 billion. Like, it can't be touched. And Minecraft's probably going to do $1 billion too. So
Steve's Lava Chicken outsold your entire movie in 2 days. Bro.
No, that's facts, bro.
Chicken Jockey,
and
bro.
Sonic 3 is definitely a better movie. But like, dude.
Oh, oh my God. The Minecraft movie is horrible. I haven't even seen it. I was busy opening weekend. I'm so sad because I wanted to go just to see the ridiculousness.
Oh,
like,
dude.
I was just gonna sit there and just watch it happen.
Right.
I haven't been able to go. But like, every freaking scene has been shown. Like, we know what happens the entire movie because there's a water bucket release chicken. There's a scene every with Jack Black saying something every 5 seconds. So we know the whole movie at this point. But I literally saw something today that apparently Warner Bros. Cites that Minecraft had, paved a new way forward for incredible storytelling. And I'm like, dude, this is what happens. This is what happens when you guys go and spend all this money and boost this crappy movie all the way up to the box office to the point that now, because it was a success, it was a success
it's
because
a nuclear
of the memes.
Success, by the way.
Let's be real. It was because of Chicken Jockey and all the memes that this movie did so well. So now Warner Bros. Thinks that this movie was just incredible and good. And it's like, yeah, sure, that's definitely the reason.
No, it's hilariously bad. And, Chicken Jockey is very funny. I will admit. I love the way that Jack Black says it.
Did you see the one where the guy brought the live chicken?
Ooh, yes, I was going to talk about that in the big, gigantic popcorn bag that he literally takes.
No, and they're like, I've never seen so much popcorn. Dude, this is crazier than Endgame was. This is crazier than Endgame.
It's never happened in a theater before, by the way.
No, no, and then I saw one this morning where there was like a dude who was stripped down in his underwear jumping up and down at the front. Like, it's insane. I've never seen, it's all these teenage boys. I've never seen anyone like, I don't know, man. It's like, dude, that video of the live chicken, and like, I've never seen so much popcorn in the air. I've never seen that amount of popcorn in a theater. Like, I have no idea how that happened. And it's so freaking funny, but I feel so bad for the workers, dude. Oh my gosh. Like, it's genuinely it's so disrespectful. Like, if you're not going to help clean that stuff up, like...
Dude, the popcorn is like leaking out the front door of the movie.
I know. Dude, I also saw one where some people brought in like a 60-gallon cooler, igloo cooler, a 60-gallon one filled with like Slurpee. Like, I don't understand how this is happening, man.
Bro, I'm crying because I'm literally thinking about the visual with Chicken Jockey, and the dude gets up with the biggest bag of popcorn I've ever seen, like a Santa.
No, but it's not just one of them. It's like 17 of them just throw it in the air.
And I'm dying because, like, obviously it's like for the workers, but like imagine the people that aren't a part of the joke that are just there with the
no, 100%. Well, the funniest part to me is like in that video specifically, like, it's raining popcorn for like 10 seconds and instantly the movie stops the second it happens and the lights come on and they're all kicked out.
Yeah. Because they were probably loud the whole time, and then all of a sudden,
I hate that it's so funny, dude. Like, I hate that it's so
Yo.
funny because it shouldn't be funny. It shouldn't be funny, but like literally that when it's like that little, like why does it look the way it does? Like that little zombie petting the chicken. It's just like, and then Jack Black is just like,
no, it's the face Jack Black makes it when he looks to the side.
I know.
And he goes, Chicken Jockey. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's hilarious. It's really actually funny. And so
But
it's like,
you know that they did not think this movie was gonna do well at all. I mean,
no.
it was projected to get $30 million at the box office
Oh
and
my God.
domestic.
No, and people want to go just to be a part of the like just the rage, just the
Like, hold
crazy
on, I'm
rage.
really curious. I'm really curious because, like, okay, hold on.
Go ahead, you're
Like,
good.
no, I'm just sitting here. Okay, it's made $343 million
That
worldwide
that
as
is an
of like.
unupdated number, by the way. I'm
No, I
guaranteeing.
know. No, I
Yeah.
know. That's all the way through that's through Wednesday. That doesn't count Thursday. So through
Oh
April
my
9th.
God, dude.
And that's that $193 million domestically. Like, that's incredible. Like that's insane. And after this weekend, I guarantee you it's over 500.
Dude, facts. I'm telling you, dude. It's gonna literally.
Minecraft
Maybe
2 is
it'll
gonna
hit a
happen.
billion. In Minecraft
Dude,
2, I
but
thought it was
please tell
already
me.
announced. I
Okay,
thought they were already
okay.
gonna do it.
Skip 1 minute if you don't want to get spoiled. Did you see the end credit scene?
Yes, yes.
Dude, I was crying laughing.
The Alex scene is
for those
so
of you
funny.
who are listening and saw it or don't care and you want to whatever, like Jack Black knocks on this house and was like, "Oh, is my chest in the attic?" And it's this girl that answers, and she's like, "Oh, I'm Alex, by the way. I'm Steve." They walk in the house, black screen. Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's like
dude,
it's the
oh
worst
my
end credits
God.
ever. Like it's so bad. Like, and I know
But
Sonic
it's
fans are gonna
selling.
watch this video that we upload, and they're gonna be like, "These guys hate Sonic." I personally don't hate Sonic. I loved the third movie; it was great. But like, dude, Minecraft already beat it, and Minecraft is hilariously terrible. And I thought y'all were gonna show up. I mean, y'all are always yapping on Twitter about, I mean, you would think it's the biggest freaking series
The
of all
official
time.
Sonic account was making a joke about Mario Kart, saying the better kart racer launches here for Sonic
Oh,
Cross
dude, I
Worlds.
was gonna
Like,
talk
dude,
about that. That's so funny.
like,
For a fact that's not possible. You are never.
no.
That's not possible. Like there is no
Team
reality
Sonic
where that's
Racing was
possible.
not good, man.
it was bad.
Like, I enjoyed
Sonic
it at
All Stars
launch,
Racing
but
Transformed
then,
is goated though. I'm sorry, that's a goated game. All Stars Racing Transformed is so good. But Team Sonic Racing is really cheeks, like actual like the cheeks with the spandex. Like that's like Team Sonic Racing. Like it's awful. And honestly, bro, hopefully this game is better. I mean, it looks better than Team Sonic Racing, but that remains to be seen. With Sonic, you can't just assume it's going to be good. You have to, hope for the worst, and hope for the worst is crazy.
yeah, that is
You have to
crazy.
expect the worst and hope for the best, but you can't hope because you really don't know. I mean, if they drop a banger on your head top, it's honestly always a surprise. Like you never really know when it's going to be a good game. But I mean, they're
Yeah.
crazy. They're insane. They're I almost said something crazy. They're smoking something if they think that that's better than Mario Kart World or even remotely. That's not even possible. That's not possible. Is what I was saying earlier. Nintendo's passion for their games is unreal. Like that's not something that they're going to be able to replicate at Team Sonic. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Minecraft. Minecraft.
Yeah, Chicken Jockey. That's what we're gonna call this episode. Chicken Jockey, all caps.
Chicken jockey.
I don't even know. It's so dumb, man.
Dude.
The funniest thing too is it's like, dude, like this is gonna cause a whole onslaught of just all sorts of merchandise and stuff. I think it's so crazy that you can literally buy like a Jack Black Steve action figure, dude.
No, no, that action figure is insane. I cannot
There's like
believe
5
they
of
made
them,
that.
dude.
Yeah, it looks so stupid.
Dude, but this is what the kids are gonna like, bro.
It's
I
so
just am thinking
expensive,
here, like,
bro. Like it's sold out.
these kids right now are literally like probably going to school like yelling chicken jockey, and the whole class is like throwing their pencils in the air or something. Like, I feel so bad for teachers. Like, I feel like this is probably a terrible time to be a teacher.
It's bad. It's really bad, dude. If I was a teacher, I mean, I would be in so much mental pain. Like,
All right, guys. All right, we're gonna do 5 math problems, and then we can watch the chicken jockey scene. Okay, 5 math
Yay!
problems. Okay, great. Yep, here we go. Okay, chicken jockey, and everyone in the class just throws their papers and rips them up.
yeah, just like pencils flying everywhere, like lunch, like food fight, just whatever. Just imagine it. Desks. that are attached to the chairs, like getting
Dude,
snapped in half by just some roided out, 12-year-old just going, and just crushing
I
it.
just can't. I'm so curious if there will be any movie in the near future that has the impact culturally that this does, because I've never seen anything like this. Like, this is even like Endgame. They're like, oh, on your left, and everyone's going, oh my gosh, and everyone's clapping. No, this is like there is a level of degeneracy involved with this chicken jockey thing. It's so funny, man. I can't.
I just I just went back on Twitter to see the video. And bruh,
Oh
oh
my
my
gosh.
god. It's the angle
Okay.
because he holds it at the very
No, I
end for
know. Well,
perfect
dude, I've seen like
precision.
7 videos from all kinds of angles of that theater. It's so funny. Okay. So, when do you think that we're gonna be able to pre-order a Switch 2?
Probably like in a week, maybe
Yep.
sooner.
I think it's
Yeah.
definitely next week. I'd
Yeah.
be shocked if it isn't next week. But
Yeah, I will
I don't
definitely
know,
be
man.
pre-ordering a Switch too. I want to play. This is crazy, but I really want to play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with proper visuals and a proper frame rate. That's gonna be
Because
epic.
you haven't owned a Switch, right? Or you don't have one.
At the moment, I sold it. I mean, it's been sold for like a good like 6 months, maybe more. But I have played Tears of the Kingdom and I have played Breath of the Wild. I did own a Switch from like 2017 forward. I owned
Yeah.
multiple Switches. I never had a Switch Lite. I had two Switch OLEDs. I had the original model. I had the upgraded battery model. And then I had two OLEDs. But that was just because like I would always like sell it and then buy it again and sell it and buy it again. Um, Inevitably, I just don't have a Switch at the moment because I've just been like, I haven't
I
been
mean,
gaming as much as everybody else. Like I'm playing certain things. When the Switch 2 drops, I'm gonna have every single. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna have every single game.
dude's gonna be playing Mario Kart $80.
I probably will get the bundle. I'm not like a physical guy like you are. So I'll probably be getting the bundle. I definitely will probably play it for maybe 15 minutes and then get bored and turn it off unless I have friends to play with that I can defeat. Uh, um, but inevitably, it's not the game. When I was a kid, bro, I used to play Mario Kart DS like aggressively. I think I put like 2,000 hours in Mario Kart DS. I played it every single day. But nowadays, I don't know if I'm just getting old. I'm like, I feel ancient now. I'm walking on a cane. I'm about to get in a wheelchair soon. So like, I have no idea how much attention this thing is going to hold for me. Specifically Mario Kart World, especially the open world. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to hold my attention, but I think it's going to be a great game regardless. I'm not the person to ask about, Mario Kart at this point in time. Maybe I'll get back into it and be heavy in it, and maybe I'll just be like, my hyper fixation, will just begin, and I'll just be like the biggest
I'm gonna
Mario
be
Kart
waiting
fan
for
of
that
all time.
direct. I think that direct hopefully
I will be
will
watching it.
convince. Yeah, I mean,
It'll convince
because
us that the
Mario
open
Kart
world is
World
something.
looks amazing,
It's
but like,
gorgeous.
there's just not enough that they've shown off that has me super interested.
Right. No, facts. Yeah. That we definitely need a little bit more detail for Mario Kart World to know exactly what's going on, like especially with the open world. Like I have no idea. It just looks really stale. So hopefully they show us like actually what's going on. I have no idea why they would just show them turning off the track and just leave it at that for the biggest stream that they could have possibly done for the console. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be buying a Switch 2 day zero. So regardless of the price, I mean, I just have to have the console. So it's just that's the position I'm in. I will be getting the upgrades for Zelda. And I probably will get ZA. I'm sorry for the video that I uploaded earlier, but I definitely want to play Z. Bro, I bought Scarlet and Violet, and I maybe played like 30 minutes, and then I literally couldn't play it. I was like, I cannot stand this frame rate. I know they're updating the game, so maybe I'll go back to it and actually, maybe enjoy it. But again, the games aren't that great. So hopefully Gen 10 is epic. I have some things to say about that. So stay tuned. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the Switch 2 to come out, and whatever's next is going to be great. It's Nintendo after all. You may hate them, people may hate them, but they have great games. They have really good games. So anyway,
Yeah. Well, I mean, beyond Nintendo this week, I do want to say before we head off, I really need to say that, man, Devil May Cry, I can't believe that they renewed
dude,
that for a second season.
it must have did really well, like in terms of viewership.
I
Man, it must have did
guess.
really well because that man, dude. Oh my god. Okay, wait. There's a rejuvenation in me now. Did you see? Spoiler alert. Just skip a minute ahead. Did you see the scene with Virgil going, "I am the storm"?
Yes, I've seen all the memes. It's literally like people were like, yeah, it's like if Shiro Emiya, if Emiya and Fate was like yeah, I am unlimited blade. Or like 2B's like I am that weight. Okay, weight of
Sora's
the
like,
world.
"I am Kingdom Hearts."
And the remixes are just not good. I'm
They're
sorry, they're
bad.
just
They're
not.
so
It's
bad. Why did they
I
do
I'm not
that?
even I'm not even like super offended at the like look the story crap. Yeah, I'm not a fan of, but like honestly, like I'm not even really super offended by it. I'm more offended like, oh my gosh, like you guys are praising the show. The animation is not that good. Like the animation is not that
It's
good,
above
and
average.
you guys are acting like the CG looks really bad,
Yeah, it
and
does.
I just I don't know. There's some really bad characterization in there,
It is
and
bad.
I hope that at least if there's anything people take away from it, it's like okay, I should play the DMC games.
Oh yeah, they definitely did because those games blew up on Steam recently. And guys, I mean, we want to talk about American animation. Like the best American animation I've ever seen is Castlevania. Like if we're talking about like season 4 Castlevania and like Nocturnes, like ending, like fights, like that's some of the best American animation I've ever seen in my life. So I don't want to talk about Devil May Cry's animation. And what's crazy is Adi Shankar was the producer for the original Castlevania show. So, and personally, I loved it. Personally, I loved it. Even though there's a lot of people who are now coming out of nowhere saying they hated it, even though collectively Castlevania has 6 seasons. So I mean, somebody must have loved it. But I mean, Devil May Cry, that Barry Light and that Devil Trigger, but putting Devil Trigger on Dante when it's Nero's
Yeah,
theme.
I don't understand that. And honestly, like we were talking about this, like okay, and this is nothing against Johnny, but I definitely think it was, and I get that there's controversy behind Dante's voice actor, but I definitely think it was a choice to cast Nero's voice actor as Dante.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know.
a weird choice. They should have just picked another dude. Like they should have just found another dude that wasn't Ruben. Like if they wanted to do Dante, we've already played the games. Like we know what Nero sounds like. Like that's just Nero's voice. Like you're not fooling anybody. And on top of that, his Devil Trigger design is terrible. I don't like it at all. I don't like his Devil Trigger design. I don't think it looks good. And the CG looks booty. Like for the Devil Trigger, it just doesn't look good. I don't know why people I don't know why Netflix geeked in like those Twitter accounts like try to be like so Gen Z with their tweets. Like,
Dude, it's I am just so pissed off at Netflix. Netflix is so terrible. It's not even like the tweeting stuff, dude. They are just the worst company to market things ever. Like, did you know?
facts.
Did you know? Moonrise, which was announced 4 years ago, came out this week. All 18 episodes out from what studio?
Wow, yeah. Wit Studio
No,
is
no
so
one,
goaded.
no one had any idea. And that, regardless of if that anime is good or not, I haven't watched it, so I'm not going to say yes or no. That was a huge passion project from a couple people at Wit, and now like Netflix did literally zero marketing for it. It's out now. No one knows it's out, so no one's going to watch it.
That's facts. It's gonna be one of those like animes that just gets looked over completely, and
Yeah,
that's really
it's
sad.
Netflix's fault. This is what they do with all their shows. This is what and they run shows by not doing weekly releases. They run JoJo Stone Ocean. They ruined it. It was terrible. The production timeline was terrible, so we got crappy CG, and it's just like, dude,
Right.
like
Stone
they're
Ocean didn't
terrible
look
for
as
the
good as
industry.
part 5, like visually.
Nowhere near as
Yeah.
good. There were so many issues with it. And it's like I'm patient for, obviously, like I understand that, productions are going to have different budgets and timelines, but Netflix consistently has made productions worse for studios, and we've gotten poorer quality products as a result. Like they need to get the heck away from the anime industry, which they're not going to, but it's really stupid. Like I feel like they compromise so many projects more than people give, people don't sit back and be like, yeah, this is actually a problem, which it is. They are a problem in the industry.
Yeah. They suck. They do suck.
It's not even that. It's like if you want to pay for exclusivity, that's one thing. But like I don't know why there is a need to continuously rush these creators and give them crappy deadlines and make them do batches instead of weekly releases, because it just strains the machine, you know?
It does. Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know. It's really sad that they wasted Wit Studios' time, basically. They really did.
No,
That's
they did. Well, I mean, we'll see how the game, if the game, if the anime gets any recognition at all. But
right.
it's like, I've been waiting for that anime for a couple years now, so I'm looking forward to watching it. Who knows if it's gonna be good or not? But even if it's bad, it's like I just wish that it would have had more eyes on it.
No, I agree, man. That's sad. You're literally making me aware of something I had no idea about.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean, yeah, I mean that's, but like, but Moonrise is just one example. Like this happens every season, right? They do this with all their shows that they have exclusively. They do zero marketing for it. They drop like one trailer or two trailers across like 2 years, and they just release it one day, and that's it.
sad.
But
Huh.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But anywho, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Weaponized. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And be sure to let us know down below if you plan on pre ordering a Nintendo Switch 2. And if you're excited to pay $80, or not even excited, what would make a game worth $80 to you? Let us know down below. But again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.